I also seen on social media. Mealy Mal. Trust me, every time this nigga pop up, I grip my teeth, but I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers still trying to, thought I bury these bums. Anyway, Mealy Mal says Drake turned down, yeah, I gotta see this. Mealy Mal came out to say Drake has turned down multiple offers previously to perform at the Super Bowl. Here we go.
That's family? Or are you on the other side with OVO and boycotting? Like turning off the TV when halftime comes?
No, it's the reason why, because again, Kendrick is one of the ones that eventually would have had a halftime. So now, the sticky part about all of this is Drake has been offered this Super Bowl show for some years now and has turned it down. Probably 4 years he's been offered to perform at Super Bowl. Said no for whatever reason. Whatever reason, he just didn't.
Did he tell you that, or is that like a known thing?
I didn't know that.
I've never heard that either.
What? The who?
Drake.
Oh, yeah.
Said no.
Well, he has. Drake has turned down the Super Bowl a few years.
Why do you think he's turned it down? Because that's really interesting to me.
I don't know why he would turn it down. I mean, that's up to the artist, their discretion. Maybe I'm on the road right now. I don't want to, whatever reason.
Want to be able to give it the proper
whatever
time?
Reason it may be. It may be a conflict. When you talk about artists that are that big, it could be a conflict of interest somewhere.
I have no. Hey, listen. From my understanding, Mealy Mal does talk to Drake. I'm hoping this is true. Drake never told me that. By the way, to keep it real, last year after the Super Bowl, I hit Drake. I said, Drake, bro, if you've done everything, next year you got to take this shit over. He ain't really say shit. So, I mean, if he was offered this 4 years in a row and he turned it down, that would probably be the time he would be like, what do you mean? I keep turning it down. He ain't say shit. But maybe he did. I don't know. So, I guess we got to go on Mealy Mal's word. If that's the case, brother, and I hope y'all Drake fans don't think that, because I know y'all try to twist everything, be like, yo, what Axe is going to say is because he's upset that maybe Drake told Mealy Mal. No. I think that's terrible. Like, what? Bruv. Yo, I'm still going off the same shit I've said about Drake recently. Like, bruv, look at Kendrick getting a headline spot, all the stir it's gotten. Why the fuck would you turn down the Super Bowl? Like, I just don't get it. Like, if this is true that Drake has turned down the Super Bowl multiple times, that is just baffling to me. Unless maybe that's just a sign of arrogance that maybe you thought you were bigger than the Super Bowl look, which I can't believe that's the case because you literally got a song that says big as the Super Bowl. And here's the thing about the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl has gotten people like Rihanna, who don't make music really anymore, has gotten her to fucking get up on a stage and perform in front of the whole world. If Drake has turned it out multiple times for years, that just gives new type of, bro, I don't know, bro. Bro, I don't know, my nigga. Like, if he's turned this down for years, what it's told me, like, just really, and this is a real moment, if Drake has turned this shit down for years, I'm like so flabbergasted. I'm like, no wonder you got Kendrick Lamar like fucking crossing you up like AI crossing up Mike. My nigga, these are things you should have done. If you have done the Super Bowl 2 or 3 times and Kendrick gets his first time doing the Super Bowl, dissing you, bro, you look even bigger. It's the fact that you've never done the Super Bowl. This nigga is doing it for the second time and headlining it and probably going to perform a diss song to you. So it's just confusing to me. But again, I've had just personal critiques of how Drake is the hottest artist and how he's just carried that. It's always like, all right, cool, I'm the hottest. I know I'm the hottest. Y'all know I'm the hottest. But it's never the looks, right? It's like, bro, you should be performing at the Super Bowl. Bro, you should be doing all the amazing things that a lot of times we see Taylor Swift do. Like, that's your level. Like, your level isn't competing with all due respect, and it's my man's 21 Savage, right? Like, you gotta act your wage. You gotta also play in the arena that you're supposed to be in. So I don't know. Like, I like, it's like baffling for me. Like again, I think Mealy Mal said it to be like a flex, and I guess it is, but I don't think it's a flex. Yo, I turned the Super Bowl down like mad times. Well, my nigga, the reason why you're talking about the Super Bowl or you're forced to have to respond to the Super Bowl is because this nigga over here finally got the Super Bowl and it's the biggest thing. Like, I don't get why you would turn the Super Bowl down. I don't know. Somebody says, okay, so, and okay, now I'll address this, right? Because I've seen this to be like the new narrative. And okay, so supposedly the World Cup, right, which is the biggest sporting event, the World Cup, is going to be in Toronto. It's going to be in Toronto for 2026, and apparently Drake is going to be he's one of the ambassadors. He did an interview with somebody, and they're talking about it. Now, granted, let's look at Super Bowl 2023 ratings. It got over 113 million people watching. Let's look at the World Cup. World Cup Finals viewership. They claimed 1.5 billion. So essentially the World Cup final, right? The World Cup final is watched by literally 10 times the amount of people as the Super Bowl. And the Super Bowl is watched 10 times. Think about this. Think about tens. You got the NBA finals. One game of the Super Bowl is watched 10 times more than the NBA finals. Then you have the World Cup that's watched 10 times, the World Cup finals, watched 10 times more than the Super Bowl. So this is the biggest event. Apparently it's going to be in Toronto and Vancouver, and pretty much Drake is going to be a part of it. And I got to say now, before I even play this, Drake, you'd be fucking stupid if you don't perform at this. Like I can't understand this too cool for school shit. I get the whole I don't want to be at the Grammys thing, because the Grammys been playing you and giving the awards to all the niggas who don't use deodorant and who's on some we gonna be all right shit. I get that. I get, like, after a while saying fuck the Grammys. But these other looks, I have zero idea why the biggest rapper is not doing it. Like, I have, okay, cool, you turned out a Super Bowl a couple times. All right, but didn't Drake host the SP? I don't know, bro. Anyway, this is him talking about the World Cup, which I hope, if he gets a chance to perform here in some time. So that's a good thing. And I guess this is probably like, we're 2 years out. I hope Drake, brother, you gotta, part of being the biggest is doing the biggest, right? Like, you gotta have those biggest moments, right? And Super Bowl is big. Obviously, the World Cup also is bigger. As far as turning down multiple years of offers from the Super Bowl, like, I do have questions about that. Here's the questions I have. Well, did he turn down a headlining set at the Super Bowl? Because let me go back to what Mealy Mal said.
That's family? Or are you on the other side with OVO and boycotting? Like, turning off the TV when halftime comes?
No, it's the reason why, because again, Kendrick is one of the ones that eventually would have had at halftime. So now, the sticky part about all of this is Drake has been offered this Super Bowl show for some years now and has turned it down. Probably 4 years he's been offered.
Okay. Now, you know why this is interesting? Super Bowl halftime show performers. It's interesting because if what Mealy Mal is saying, it would probably, if it's 4 years now, it would probably kind of debunk what everybody's saying about Jay-Z. Because essentially, Jay-Z has controlled this shit since like 2020 or 2021. So if So 4 years ago, Jay-Z started managing or picking who performs. So if he's been asking Drake every year and Drake has turned it down, how much of a hater could Jay be? Right? Like, how much of a hater could he really be? And then I'm also wondering, if he was he offered a headlining spot, right? Because, like, for example, 50 Cent was seen, and the way 50 like popped out, he was a guest, right? 50 was a guest in 2022. I'm also trying to think which one of these would 50 be able to replace. I ain't gonna lie to you. 2020 or 2020? Yeah, 2020. I could see Rock Nation giving this Shakira and J-Lo, even though I think this was in Miami, right? Well, actually, Shakira and J-Lo, it's in Miami. A lot of Hispanics. They bring out Bad Bunny. I could still see Drake coming out of this one though. Still, right? 2021, they give it to The Weeknd. I could see, obviously, The Weeknd and Drake's relationship been, iffy. I could see Drake being a guest here, but I'm wondering if they would have offered the headliner to Drake. That would be interesting. Over The Weeknd. 2022, they gave it to Dr. Dre and Friends, which includes Snoop, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, Kendrick, 50. Would they have just given that to Drake, or maybe Drake could be like brought out by, I don't know. I can't even see him in this mix low key, honestly. There's no lineage that he's tied to with this group, but whatever. Would he have gotten it for 2023 instead of Rihanna? Would that be the look? Yo, let's give Drake the look instead of Rihanna. And then obviously last year was Usher. I don't know. I almost feel like there were probably offers, but maybe not offers to headline, unless we're talking about him knocking out The Weeknd, or maybe it's a Weeknd and Drake show, right? Like a Weeknd and Drake show. Or he was going to take over the 2020 show, which I think that's when CLB is about to drop. Scorpion was like one of the biggest things in the world in 2018, 2019. I don't know. But to me, I'm a little confused. I'm confused why Drake would turn it down. Like, why? I don't get it. Shit, like, I genuinely just don't get it. Like, what? Why would you turn it down?
I didn't know.
Perform at Super Bowl, said no for whatever reason. Whatever reason, we just didn't.
Did he tell you that, or is that like a known thing?
I didn't know that.
I've never heard that either.
What? The who?
Drake.
Oh, yeah.
Said no.
Well, he has. Drake has turned down the Super Bowl a few years.
Why do you think he's turned it down? Because that's really
I don't-
You think I should just ask him what you say?
interesting to me.
I don't know why he would turn it down. I mean, you know,
The reason why I don't ask him shit like this is just like, yo, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I think whatever he's going to tell me, not that he's going to lie or anything like that, but this is just such a multifaceted subject. Bro, he got to talk about that, not me, right? Because, like, I'm pretty sure he did talk to Mealy Mal, but it's like, now we're sitting back thinking, wait, why the fuck did you turn it down? Like, we have more questions than answers, right?
so that's up to the artist, their discretion. Maybe I'm on the road right now. Ones that eventually would have had a halftime. So now, said no for whatever reason. They're down.
Hold on.
Kendrick is one of the ones that
There's another one.
one of the ones that
Spoken to him since the announcement?
yeah,
Okay.
spoke briefly. With
About the Super Bowl, or you guys were just like talking about week one
No, the Super Bowl.
week one
of the
About
NFL?
football? No, man.
Week one.
No, it was about the announcement. It was just regular shit. Laughed and he gave me his thoughts on how he felt about it, and what he thought was going on. But it was,
Is that something you can share on mic?
What he said?
Yeah.
No, I would never do
Okay.
that. But he's not.
I figured I'd try.
Yeah, no.
I kind of knew the answer.
It's
Appreciate
just
you, Rory.
Yeah.
a lot of it is just laughing, man. It's just like, like word, like this is what y'all want to see. Like,
Yeah.
okay, all right,
We do.
obviously people don't. Like, the whole internet is upset about it. The sticky part about all of this is,
Yeah, a slight criticism of Drake. Yo, Drake, it's these moves that make what Kendrick did in that battle seem to never end. Like, again, I'm just going back to a rudimentary, like, lightweight criticism of Drake. That's still a GOAT. But yes, Drake, Kendrick following up his diss song with the pop out, a video, and the Super Bowl makes the moment look way bigger than what it is. And that's kind of what you're missing a lot from how you're moving, right? Like, again, I've always said Kendrick's great at making these moments, but these moments almost help dictate the culture and the narrative. I wish Drake could take a little page from his book. Like, one page, just that page. Because I'm telling you, when I watched last year, I was just like, and I remember hearing the whole New Orleans thing. I was like, Drake and Wayne got to do the next Super Bowl. I remember hitting him. I said, you got to do Super Bowl. Like, Drake, imagine a Super Bowl, Drake and Wayne. Or Drake, Wayne, and Nicki. Bro, it's over. It's over. Matter of fact, that would have been such a dope move. That would have been the move to get people off of this constant obsession with, Kendrick's gonna perform A minor. These moments that Kendrick are having, half of it is created by strategy, being shrewd, and setting up these things that culturally you can't turn away from. That's just true. You get what I'm saying? Somebody said read the Rolling Stones article. What Rolling Stones article? Oh, like why the fuck did you go to immediately on Diddy? So I don't know. I kind of had mixed feelings about hearing that Drake turned it down. Right? It's like, dog, why are we turning down Super Bowls? Like, it doesn't have to be this year. It's just like, bro, if Drake did the Super Bowl in 2020, would have been amazing. 2021, any of those years. Like, I don't get why you turn it down. I don't get it. Like, that's the confusing part of it all, right? It's like, whatever. Anyway. What am I looking at on Rolling Stone? Am I looking at something Kendrick related? Oh, is it this? Jay-Z explains? No. What am I looking at on Rolling Stone, people? Huh? Somebody said Drake ain't doing no free concert. Bro, it's the biggest concert in the world. Or at least our world. What do you mean he's not doing a free concert? Bro, it's the Super Bowl. Bro, you realize that Kendrick hasn't dropped music since May, and we're talking about the nigga off of headlines. This announcement's about to go into a whole week. He's locked a whole week down in conversation with a headline of a performance. What do you mean? Like, bro, come on. This is clearly a big deal. Yeah, I'm a little confused. Anyway, we will see. We will see. Okay. What am I looking at on Rolling Stone? Y'all said go here, but I don't know what you want me to look at. Again, if Drake turned down 4 Super Bowls, it's kind of piggybacking off what I said before, man. Like, but that sounded lazy, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. And I suggested this to Drake too, like years ago. I was just like, yo, Drake, you've done. I think I said this to him after Scorpion. This is after Scorpion. I said, bro, you've done everything you could do, bro. You know what you got to do next, right? The greats have done this. Eminem has done this. 50 has done this. Even T.I. has done this. The only thing you haven't done yet, Drake, your next album, you got to drop a movie at the same time. Be number one in the fucking world with music and in the box office. Bro, you're an actor. Like, do that. I think he told me, he was like, yo, that's kind of played out. And I was like, all right, I guess. But still, I was like, bro, like, these are, like, it's like, you got to, like, I'm thinking, and again, I think Drake really, when he says it, you got to believe him. He's really just all about the music, because I don't think he's like, oh, let me do these plays, because that would be the play, right? Like, nigga, do a movie. Matter of fact, do like a biopic and do a album. Put it together. Partner with, I don't know, Sony Pictures. Like, even Jay-Z at that point of his career when he's such a legend, he partners with Samsung. You get 50 partner with Lions. Yeah, I can, like, it's like these bigger than music plays almost, right? Like, I feel like Drake still does the same thing. Yo, album dropping Friday. I'll catch y'all on OVO Sound Radio. And it's like, it's still gonna be number one because he's the biggest. But like, if you put like half an effort into it, like a little bit, right? More than like, you gotta realize, the rollout for Drake will be like, look at the album cover. Like, this was your whole rollout. The whole rollout for the album, my nigga. The whole rollout for All the Dogs was, look at my son's drawing. Like, yo, bruv, please, let's do some shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I know Drake fans gonna be a little bit tight to me because, I know he's constantly under attack now. And of course, I'm one of his biggest fans. And when someone's under attack, you don't want to pile on. But, it's just constructive criticism, right? Because we're talking about the GOAT. Forget Kendrick. I want Drake to take this out of the book of Kanye. Presentation. That's it. If there was a artistic approach to presentation and marketing, Drake's music would look so much more genius. He wouldn't just looked at as just a rapper. He would be seen as this genius guy. Yo, Kanye West don't write half of his raps. But when he's about to roll his shit out, he says, yo, I'm projecting a video on this side of this building, this here. He does the most creative. Yo, I'm shutting down the Mercedes-Benz Stadium and performing live. You're going to hear the album live with the performance before you hear it. Bro, that is so artistic that we just look at, like, despite him not writing his raps, we're like, this is fucking genius. This is why Kanye's GOAT. His presentation is top fucking tier. I think that's all I want Drake to do. Like, bruv, I'm glad your son paints really good pictures. I'm glad you found out the pregnant emojis. Bruv, could we get a movie? Could we get something that is like packaged with this that showcases that you're the biggest artist and you're on another level? Like even Taylor Swift is coming with like a whole fucking experience for her fans. Hey, here's the vinyl experience. Here's this experience. Here's this experience. Swifties, let's do this. Drake just drops some music and that's it. And perhaps it's very unfair, because I do think a lot of criticisms of Drake is unfair. Maybe it's the niggas behind him, like Mr. Morgan. Que lo que, my brother? Like, what are you doing? Like, how are we not seeing like these like really artistic approach and rollouts for these guys who are this guy who's like pretty much the greatest rapper? I don't know. All right, I don't know why somebody told me to go on here, but still, I hope Drake is this heavily involved in the whole World Cup thing, and it could turn into some artistic kind of output and also some music. So we still have hope. We still have hope, people. Yeah. Give me 1 second.